We're on mute. Welcome to Kedrick Farms, everybody. We're at the end of a long weekend of streaming here, and it has been a blast. I can't wait to get started with FS22 here. We're here today with doing a live stream with the members here now that Farming Simulator 22 is officially launched. So we're going to be diving into things. We've got quite a few people on the server already, and so I'm actually going to leave the voice chat in-game open, and we'll see how this goes. Grayson, appreciate the $1 super chat there. So I'm going to jump into the game here, and we've got a few people on our server here already. I shouldn't say server, we are playing local multiplayer, and so I've got Gaddy Town, Nagi, and who else joined here? Godly Devil joined our game here as well. So we're going to be jumping into things. Now, I'm hoping, I saw a couple of your muted messages, but I do see the voice going through on the stream now, so I'm hoping those are old from the first couple of seconds here. All right, good deal. So we got 3 members in here already. We might get a couple of more. We've started a brand new farmer game here, and we're going to jump into just hitting some farming and playing the game. We're going to grab some contracts, and we're just going to see what happens here. So I don't think we've got a specific plan. So as we go, I know a lot of people aren't quite to a point where they've had access to the game yet. So if there's certain things that you still want to look at, questions you have, feel free to ask, and we can jump into that. So we're gonna get started. I think I'll take on a little bit of contract work here and play around with that system because I haven't had a chance to really dive into that yet. Nick Stegman, welcome to the members. Appreciate you joining up here. So I'm looking at our contracts here. We've got a spraying contract here for $13,000. That sounds like a lot of fun, and it's got this new sprayer. And here we go. We've got Godly Devil trying to join the server again. I'm going to accept, and you guys are going to see that the syncing process is relatively short here. Oh no, I accepted a contract and I didn't take the items with it. So we're going to turn that one back around. I guess we won't get to use the new sprayer. But as you guys could see there, I didn't even get a syncing screen when I accepted that. He's going to load in behind the scenes, and when he's actually ready to connect, it'll just sync for a half second here, and he'll be in. Ooh, there's little chat indicators over here when there's chat messages. I think there's a way for me to hide the chat now. And so here's what I was talking about. It'll sync briefly at the very end after he's done loading behind the scenes. It's so nice. We forgot we've got to buy some liquid fertilizer here so that we can do some of these spraying contracts. Do we need to join your channel to multiplayer tech? Yes, at this point we're running a with the members that are supporting the channel here for the live stream tonight. Oh my goodness, Jacob's Home and Garden, appreciate the $2 super chat there. I'm trying to figure out how to load this fertilizer up here, and I'm realizing, is this actually fertilizer or did I buy the wrong thing? Looks like fertilizer. Oh, we didn't mean to run over that. B-Dog, it will not release for PS4 until this week, or until midnight, and it is 9 p.m. Eastern time right now, so I'm pretty sure you've got a little bit to wait still here. So this is what I bought. I thought that this would go into this thing, but it doesn't seem to be working out for me here. We're gonna back away from it completely and spin back around and try that again. Carson, how did I get FS22 early? Well, I was part of the Giants partner program, and so I got early access over the weekend. But at this point, everybody has access to the game. Or not everybody. Everybody who ordered directly from Giants should have access to the game. And I'm not able to fill this liquid fertilizer up here. Am I part of the farm? I should be. I am. Well, let's grab a different container and see if that works. Yeah. I got a piece of contract equipment here, and it's not letting me put fertilizer in it because we don't have a sprayer. I was going to do a contract. I'm like spending all our money. Like, it's definitely in the fill area here. There's a box around this that should be. Maybe I need to unfold it to fill it? That'd be ridiculous. Let me get rid of the zones. All right, folks, we're going open cover. Is there an open cover option? I don't see an open cover option. Usually when you pull up next to it, it just lets you start filling. All the other equipment I've used so far has. I'll unfold it and then we'll see what happens. Do you know what time the game can be downloaded on Steam? It will be downloadable on Steam at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so in about 6 hours from now. This is still not working. Oh, this thing has those wonky wheels that turn on their own. That's what I would think, but I haven't found a option for that. Like, I've tried both sides. I got a pallet on both sides. Well, I'm wondering if it's just because it's a piece of contract equipment and for some reason I can't fill it, but that just seems odd. Well, huh. I guess maybe this was a contract we're not going to be able to knock out here. I may have to try a different contract here real quick, folks. I'm going to write this down on my long list of issues I've reported up to Giants here. Could not fill contract equipment. We're at, I don't know, 9 minutes into stream. Giants has a very good bug reporting system that we've been using to report issues over the weekend with early access. So, oh, Randy's got me. Spray herbicide, not fertilizer. Thank you, Pep. Ketter, it's been a long weekend. I can't read, apparently. Oh, goodness. And that's still the fertilizer. Let's spin around here. Get us some herbicide. It's still not letting me fill the herbicide. Nope. Is multiplayer this confusing in FS19? I don't know. I would say this has probably been streamlined a bit from FS19 in some ways. Okay, so I don't know if it's just that the herbicide's too close to the fertilizer or if it's still not working. So I'm going to push this herbicide over here where we can make sure we know what we're doing. It's if you push P to go to the shop screens and go down to the hamburger at the bottom of that on the left-hand menu side, it'll be a wardrobe option in there. Okay. So we have tried all possible combinations with the sprayer. It's not going anywhere. So we're going to cancel this contract and we'll go do something else. In the meantime, we'll do maybe a harvesting contract here and see if that works out a little bit better for us. I did it again, didn't I? Oh, I did it again. I gotta stop accepting contracts instead of accepting them with equipment. Okay, folks, we're gonna sleep and see if we can get a new contract. We're learning. Yeah, Sean, there's no option in the menu to open a cover. All right, now we have lots of contracts. So we'll grab another contract here. I'm going to stay away from the spraying for now. We'll grab a harvesting contract. We're going to borrow items. There we go. Definitely clicked borrow items. And we're having all kinds of issues here because I do not see said items. Go up to the vehicle shop. Nothing spawned. Well, our plan to do contracts is being thwarted here pretty quickly. Yeah, see, I'm borrowing items for contracts and they don't show up, where somebody grabbed a fertilizer contract for field 10 and there's items up here. We'll, okay. Let's see if Nagi can load up a fertilizer trailer here. All right, Nagi, I'll double check you. I'll see if you're allowed to come out of purgatory. Nope. Nagi's in static mode. He's gonna live in purgatory this episode. Bring him on back. We might have to have somebody else accept a contract and then see if I can go do it since I'm apparently bugged. Do you have a harvesting contract? Okay. Gotcha. Go ahead and grab that then. No. I think it's working because Nagi's filling up fertilizer here. I'm buying him a couple more cases. So we'll get that going. And then, yeah, if you can accept another contract, we should be able to get up to 3 of them. Interesting. So I'm going to leave the farm and come back real quick. And you will lose all your current permissions, yes. Okay, so now I am no longer in the farm. And I don't have any ability to do contracts outside of the farm. Now I'm in the farm. I'm a farm manager because I'm an admin. And I only see Nagi's fertilizer contract. Did you accept the harvesting contract? Yeah, so some of the contracts seem to be a little flaky. Yeah, that's the only one I'm seeing too. So we're going to borrow a bunch of money and just go buy some fields that are ready to do some work with the equipment we have. Maybe we'll lease some equipment here. So let's see what the max loan is here in Farm Sim 22. Me too. There it is. So I don't know what Nagi's doing. Sitting around. Get to work, man. We're not paying you by the... No, he's sitting in a fertilizer tractor. I think. Pretty sure that's Nagi. There we go. Okay, so we got a bunch of money. Let's see what these crops are doing over here. Field 49 is not something we can harvest. There's not a lot of fields ready for harvest yet. We could grab 56 is going to be ready soon. That is, what kind of crop is that? It's right across the road. I'm not, oh, sunflowers. What bundle is this? Josh Sanders, I don't understand your question. What? My map? I've got 2 green spots. Yeah, just turn off the needs plowing and needs lime. Yeah, the way the mask works. Yeah. So we're going to get a harvester. We got a lot of background noise from Godly, I think. There we go. All right, so we're going to lease a harvester here for these sunflowers and jump into things. So I've been trying out quite a few different harvesters here. I think we're going to grab this Kloss. I haven't actually gotten a chance to try this one yet. We're going to lease it because we don't have a lot of money. But there's a number of different sunflower, what do you call it, contracts to do here. So I thought this would be a good one. I'm trying to find the sunflower headers. I don't know where they're at in the selection, but we can come in here and lease this piece of equipment as well. There we go. Time for potatoes. Nice. Aaron, you live in Minnesota and I'm on console. Yours let you started playing at 6 Central. Nice. So I've got a combine. I'm going to start knocking out some sunflowers here shortly. I might have to move one more day ahead just to get some stuff to grow here. Because I think I'm going to be doing 56, which is right across from the store. And I think we're just going to sell whatever we get for whatever the best price is and start making some money here. And so let me... yeah, a lot of fields on the map are in a dark green state, so I think if somebody wants to sleep up at the house there, we can jump forward one more day and have a lot more options of stuff to do. Sean, what kind of deal did I make with my wife to stream all weekend? So we planned this a long time back. She agreed to it, and then she got sick right before right before the weekend here, and so she's been sick all weekend. And so in between streams, I'm like running up and trying to help out with the kids a little bit because we've got a 4-year-old and a 16-year-old, and the 16-year-old's handling himself. He's been busy with work and school and stuff, but the 4-year-old has just got so much energy, and I feel bad. My wife's trying to champ it out, but she's sick, and so I'm very appreciative that she's been giving me so much time to stream all weekend. Oh, I'm not paying attention. I've set everything up with the manual gear shifting and stuff, so I'm still getting used to how everything works here. So we are, tonight we're going to be doing some just regular gameplay. We've got a multiplayer server here set up that we just started up. My goodness, appreciate the $2 super chat there. Jamari. And so we're just farming. This is a brand new farmer mode gameplay. So we started with $100,000 and took out a $500,000 loan. So we're going to be hurting for cash here pretty quick if we don't start making some money. Yeah, Bear, my wife is going to remember this for years. What was that, Gaddy? I know Nagi was. I'm curious to see if... you're supposed to be able to do 3 contracts at a time. And it seems like there's some small issues with contracts and maybe it's multiplayer or contracts in general. I don't know. So I'm going to take this headland off, and then I'll turn back around and come back to the corner, and then we can unload on the long way down the field again. Nick, quick question. Do you need a gear shift to use the manual transmission? You do not. Yes, this header is lowered. It's a sunflower header, so you really only want to get the top of the sunflowers. So if you look, the stalks are pretty long behind us after we cut it. So when you raise it up, it's quite a bit higher. I can't remember if I answered the question fully, but you can use the keyboard for the gear shifting. You do not need a manual gear shifter. In fact, I have a manual gear shifter, but to simulate kind of the tractor shifting mechanism in a speed shift, I'm using the keyboard. Ryan Lunt, welcome to the stream. Always good to see you, sir. Noah Pierce, this is multiplayer. Is this my review version? We do not have a sprayer on the farm. Superfly, this is the... the review version is the release version at this point because we are multiplayer live with several people from the community playing the released version of the game. It will release on Steam tomorrow. Yeah, it's going to take some getting used to that. And your wagon is so incredibly small, it's hilarious compared to this giant combine that I leased. Colt Gaming, it might go lower. I know the headers have a lot of adjustment here, making Gaddy drive around a curve with his tiny little wagon without speed sync. So I can adjust something here. I can adjust the roller. So, no, it doesn't go any lower than this, which is somewhat realistic, I think. I mean, I think you're only trying to get the head of the sunflower into the combine. I'm like at 2%, so you're good. Oop. Let's go in cab here. See if I can catch this. And so, if you know, in cab view is actually probably a great view for this sunflower header. So you can see the stalks are just pulling into the teeth in between, and you want to keep the head of the sunflower in and roll that into the combine, but you want everything else to just fall underneath the combine here. If we got the money, you can buy a sprayer. That'll let us knock out spray contracts. Yeah, let's do it. Do I not have multiplayer name tags? I didn't notice. I think I might have turned off some of the indicators. I was taking screenshots earlier, so I probably just don't have them turned on in my game right now. Let me double check. Yeah, so when you turn off interactive zone markers, I think that also turns off player names. I'm not sure. I'll turn it back on. And next time Gaddy swings by to unload me here in a little bit, we'll see if we can see his name. I have not done sorghum yet. We're gonna... Yeah, you got that little tractor. We'll try some sorghum tonight. That's a new crop that I haven't tried yet, so we'll find a field with sorghum and figure out how to do that. I assume that's with a, like, normal wheat head. Toby Neal, good to see you, man. We're in the wrong color green again. You keep catching me on the wrong streams. You didn't show up when I was in the Giant X9. North Central Farmer, you guys are not hearing the in-game player chat. Interesting. When I streamed earlier with FSG, we were having that come through the stream, I thought. I will have to experiment with that a little bit. We left in-game voice on and did some setup on it just because I was hoping that was going to come through the stream tonight. I thought it'd be a little bit more interesting to have the interaction. I appreciate the heads up. I will... I'll keep that in mind then, and then, well, now I'm just annoying everybody in voice chat by talking nonstop, but... Credit had a question, how much is it to rent a dedicated server on console? Good question. So I'm an official G-Portal partner, and I believe it's $1.30 per slot per month to... get a dedicated server. So if you're gonna get a 4-slot server, that would be what, $5.20 a month, something like that. I can't do math right now. I apologize. I've had like 3 hours of sleep in the last 48 hours. But it's $1.30 per slot per month, and so you can get more than a full month and get a discount on that. If you use the Kedrick Farms code for G-Portal in the description below, you'll get a discount for using that as well. So, those will work for consoles, as well as you can set up a server that's a crossplay server. If you're setting up a crossplay server, I think you want to set up a PC server and then mark it as crossplay so that everybody can get into it. I can't recall. Yeah, tech, I do talk a lot. It's part of the streaming atmosphere. I'll say I haven't talked this much in a long time, though. 3 days straight of streaming for, you know what, I've streamed for anywhere from 5 to 7 hours each day. Crazy sauce. Sean, precision farming has been confirmed. It is going to come, but they had announced last year during FarmCon that it's not going to come to the game until spring. Ryan, there are mods released for PC already. I demoed 2 of them in my stream earlier today. Dennis Farms released his edit to the in-game 8R. So we now have an 8R that has row crop tires, which is awesome. And then he should be releasing either tonight or tomorrow morning his edit to the Brent Gravity Wagon that you've seen me use in a lot of my series on FS19. That is now officially in the game as well. Caleb, FS22 on PC has already come out if you ordered directly from Giants. If you ordered it through Steam, it will be out at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do the conversion at your leisure there. Ryan, they did not give the game to modders directly that I know of. In the case of the modders that I worked with, I've now worked with 3 or 4 different modders on mods over the weekend. They all pre-downloaded the game like you did and just looked at the vehicles included in the base game and figured out how to start converting stuff. And then they sent stuff over to me to do the testing. So I was more than happy to help them out and see that it was working or not and kind of help them out. If you're interested in those mods, go check out Dennis Farms' Facebook page. I believe he was going to release, he's already released one of them there. And we'll be releasing the others soon, hopefully. Government subsidy is already pre-installed on your version. Anyone else had that? I haven't seen that mod on 22 yet. I'm familiar with it, and it's on the mod hub already. So there you go. We've already got mod hub mods officially available, so I assume that is available on console as well. So you don't have to do anything wonky to cheat money in. You can use the government subsidy mod. Josh Sanders, you can disable the manual shifting. The game looks great, but your one complaint is the cultivated land roller and planted textures are too close. I will agree they are kind of close. I think it's harder to see when it comes through on the stream, because, you know, the stream obviously gets pixelated and compressed a little bit. They are close, though. I'm not saying they're not close, but in game, I have found it easier to tell than when I'm watching a YouTube video. There is, no, that is not an AI grain driver, Canadian farmer. That is one of the channel members, Gaddy Town over there, driving my cart for me. I'm not sure if I shared with the chat here, but I'm the only one that can hear you guys. Yeah, they can't hear you on the stream, so you guys can make fun of me to your heart's content here in the game. I'll just talk over you like I always do. I have no idea why that doesn't work, to be honest. Chase, it is out. It was released at about 6 p.m. Eastern Time if you pre-ordered from the Giants website. Stranded Canson, the official mod hub has been released. It's in the main menu of the game, and there's already a mod available. Yeah, the clanking noises and things when you turn the augers on and off, the trailer bang noises are all very awesome. Danny Doss, if you pre-ordered on Steam, it'll be available at 3 a.m. Eastern Time. I need a button. I should have pre-recorded these. You'd think after the weekend. I know people are just super excited for it. That's a good point. I'm going to Alt-Tab out of the game. I won't be able to hear those in the game for just a second. Giants pre-order is available. already. Steam will release at 3 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to post that, and I'm going to pin it so that it's at the top of the chat, that everybody that comes in should be able to see this message now. There we go. Should help maintain a little bit of sanity. Colt Gaming, the Facebook page for the Dennis Farms. I will actually share that as well here real quick. That's a great request. That is where you can get the mods that we were talking about, the 8R and the Gravity Wagon. All right, we're all... Oh, no, we're not all emptied out here. We've got to wait. Gaddy, you'll have to... Tonka trailer. We should probably upgrade the trailer. There we go. Let's take a look at the map. So we should have a lot of available fields to do some work in now. Just kind of looking around the map. Let's see if we can find some sorghum. So this is sorghum. If I turn it on and off. Okay. All the sorghum got withered. We are playing with seasons here. What is the... Oh, the harvest date for sorghum here was the previous month. So no sorghum here for us today. Good to know. So let's see. We've got some more sunflowers around the map that should be ready. So can I afford field 31? I cannot. So let's... sell field 56 and then buy field 31. There we go. We'll move on to the next field. David, you ordered the collector's edition, so you gotta wait. Let's see. Oh, you got me. Good. We'll start moving to the next one. All right, what am I missing in chat here? Chris, cough, cough, you're gonna miss work tomorrow. Nice. I need to get over here. I'll go by the road through the store. I've got this wide header on. I'm gonna try and sneak around with it. I don't want to have to get a header trailer. Here we go. Yeah, the wrench icon next to people's names are my staff team, the moderators. Cecil Simulations, how you doing? How many days per month are we playing with? We are in a base game setup, so it should be 1 day per month right now. This is our first multiplayer live stream. We're just testing it out. Well, that was cool. So I hadn't paid attention to chat in a while, and it kind of compressed down and showed that I had unread messages. And so now I can pop it up to see what those were, and it should go away again here in a second, which is kind of cool. How are the syncing times for multiplayer? It took less than 10 seconds for people to sync in. Even, you know, shorter than that most of the time. I was impressed. And I'll call out, like, some of our members historically have had kind of slow loading times on our FS19 servers. And so the way it works now is the member connected to the server, I got a message allowing them into the game here, and then they loaded behind the scenes, and when they were ready for that final sync, it did the syncing bit, and it only took like 10 seconds for everybody to pause and let that person in. And we've got, you know, 3-4 people in here right now, I think. And so even when we got to that, you know, 4th member joining the server, it was still the same short time period. Just tried to look at the mod hub for FS22 on the web, and it didn't have anything. Yeah, they're on the in-game mod hub right now. I think the website might be lagging behind. Yeah, Toby, I'll be curious to see how it does with mods. I know we had a ton of equipment on the server this afternoon with me and FSG, and sync times were still pretty good. I probably had 100 pieces of equipment spread out across the area around the store and the farm there. Colt 45, loving the stream. Can't wait till tomorrow after work. Can't wait to see more people in game. SK, paid in good times. Does anyone know what the slot count is going to look like for console? Giants posted the slots on social media here recently. They have increased the slot count by, I think they said 300% for next-gen consoles. Yeah, we're seeing some bugs with contracts here right now, so I'm curious to see if Godly's contract gets accepted. I still see an active fertilizer contract. It's at 79%. Do you know if he released the AR mod to console? He did not. That was released to Facebook, so that'll be a PC-only release at this point. Toby, at this point, we're running vanilla. I haven't installed any mods on the server here. I do have a couple. We've got a Gravity Wagons and an 8R already edited up, but I thought for the initial release stream, we'd at least try to keep it vanilla. I say as if I didn't install mods on the pre-release stream. The game's not even out yet, and I was modding it, so that's just how things go sometimes. Gotta have those American mods. FS22 is not a mobile game, that is correct. It is a PC game. They have skipped a number. Oh my goodness, Grayson, appreciate the $2 super chat. Will the slots be the same for the PS4? So the slots are not the same on the PS4 as they are on the PS5, but they've increased the number of slots available to you on the PS4 in FS22 compared to FS19. So you should have more slot space available, or essentially the equivalent increase of mod space available for you compared to what you were seeing in FS19. I forget what the exact number is, but there was a significant increase in mod slots even for current-gen consoles, I'll call them. Toby Neal, for once you have mods before the game came out. I know. Normally we had to wait weeks for mods, but we've got them before it releases. Oh man, that sounds cool. Gaddy's selling our sunflowers to Goldcrest Valley using the train. When I'm doing sunflowers again right now, so next time we'll have to walk over there and you'll have to walk me through that so that I can show it off on stream. Sounds good. We are going to town here on this field. Yes, Farmer Kid, the slots will also be better for Xbox as well. The Xbox One as well as the, what is the new next-gen Xbox? I don't even know. 2700 on past gen, 5100 on new gen. Thank you, Connor. Farm Kid, do I like the map? I do. I like the map. It feels good. My largest complaint on the map is that all of the extra farms, if we bring up the map here, you'll see that there's a farm area in the bottom right-hand corner, the top corner, the corner over here, and the corner down here. None of those farms are functional in that you can't enter any of the sheds. The houses don't have sleep triggers. Like, it was just really disappointing because for multiplayer, I was kind of hoping that those were all going to be real functional farms with working sheds, and then you could run a small 5-player, or 5-farm multiplayer server and be good to go. Xbox Series S and Xbox Series X are the 2 next-gen consoles on the Xbox side. Thank you, Permas. Iceman. Well, I had early access all weekend, but today the game's actually officially out if you pre-ordered from Giants. It released about 3.5 hours ago. If you pre-ordered on Steam or Xbox, you'll have to wait till 3 a.m. or midnight, respectively. Aiden, I am from Minnesota, but I currently live in Michigan, in the United States. You can sell the placeables and place down what you want on the farm. Most of the buildings weren't placeables. I think we tried to sell them. Maybe I could be wrong. We might have to test that out here later in the stream once we make some money. The engine sounds and gear changes are awesome on your headset. Yes, I definitely like the sound improvements here. Oh, perfect timing. I'm at 96%. Oh, you got the Kloss trailer too. It matches our combine. Perfect timing. Ben's from Cambridge. Well, welcome to the stream, sir. Yeah, I had a lot of fun on the Lincoln Creek series. That was a great map. MRG did some good work on that map. You tried selling them? Oh, you're right, Toby. I did try and sell them. We went through and really pushed on trying to sell them. On the main farm in the center of the map, you can sell the buildings, but we could not get them to sell for anything on the other part of the map. JJo, I will not be streaming tomorrow as I will be working in the evening, but I am going to try and stream on Tuesday. Graham, I'll say the Millennial Farm series was probably my favorite series of all the series that I've done. Gary, the graphics are exceptional, very good and clear on the YouTube live stream. Steam releases at 8 GMT. Yeah, the live stream, I was surprised I finally got a chance to go back and check. And I really like how this looks on the live streams. I thought it looked a lot better than Farm Sim 19. I think the colors are really clear. Do they have grain wagons in this game? So they have grain carts, and then you've got grain carts kind of like this, and then we've got grain carts with augers on them, much like we had in Farm Sim 19. We do not have any gravity wagons, if that's what you're meaning, but we've already had one converted from FS 19 here that I demoed in the stream at noon today. So if you want to check that out, it is in that stream. Asking. The stream is at 9 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday. Yes, I like to try and stream at 9 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday. ZK, is the game laggy in multiplayer? No, it is not. In fact, it's ran really smooth. I haven't seen anybody jittering around. We haven't had any of the rubber banding or any of those issues that I've seen in our other games that we've played. And so from that perspective, everything is ran awesomely. Damien, the in-game VoIP has been hit or miss in my experience. So I'm in the game. A bunch of members in the game have audio on right now, but I have most of them muted because there's no good mic configuration set up, and so it just uses whatever your default input is for the computer. And you guys can't hear them coming through on the stream, apparently, so it's kind of a mixed bag for me. I got to figure out how to configure that so that I'd like the sound from the game to come through for you guys. Grayson, what's my favorite change from 19 to 22? That's hard. It's hard to pick one change. I'll say I like all the little things that they've done. So if I had to sum FS22 up, I would say what they did is they took a look at all of the best mods for 19 and just added them to base game. Like, so many mods. We've got multi-terrain angle improvements. We've got, ground texture state improvements. We've got sprayer section control on the sprayers built into base game so that you can turn off different sections manually. The list just goes on of all these like little things that they've added. So yep. Yeah, shifting is a big new improvement. I mean, I guess there was a mod for manual transmissions in FS19. I didn't really play with it that much, but it works great here in base game. Oh, yeah, so if you're in a tractor that has a shifting mechanism, the shifting actually happens in cab, which is awesome. And so here, as I sped up there, I don't know if you caught it, but my joystick moved forward on my combine, which is awesome. And then for my staff team question there in my other chat window here, I can only pin a single message to the chat at a time. Braden, appreciate the $1 super chat there. Sound is great. I agree. DK Farms. Toby Neal's been watching the stream long enough. My favorite tractor is the 8RX, for sure. Can you sell the sheds/buildings on the new farmer mode? Yes, you can. You can sell all of the sheds and buildings on the main farm that you start on in new farmer mode. So we're going to finish up this field, and then how's the contract work been going for you guys? Is that moving along? They probably muted me. Still bugged. Cool. It sounds like contracts are working for them. Mine was glitchy, but maybe if I let them accept the contracts on my behalf, we can pick one of those up. What's in supervisor mode? Oh. Done 3 so far. Remember to unload before you accept the payment so that, yeah, so we're not wasting the materials for sure. Does multiplayer feel like it has some input delay on your wheel? It does not. That would probably be my favorite change for multiplayer so far, right after the non-existent sync times now. I can drive with a steering wheel, and there's no lag. Amazing. Like, that was what forced me to just get rid of the steering wheel, was when I started doing all the multiplayer live streams. I got tired of the lag and having to disconnect it and move it around, and pretty amazing. Hey, it's Broder Guy. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Derry just finished dinner, checking out the fun on the live stream. Derry Deer is having a sad evening. He is not able to get into the game yet. Is multiplayer free? Yeah, if you buy the game, you're able to play multiplayer. At least on PC, there's no additional fee. I don't know how Xbox and PlayStation work. I know usually on those platforms to play games, you have to be part of the like PlayStation Network or whatever. Last time I used a console, that's not something I'm overly familiar with, though, so I can't speak to how it works on console. But on PC, it is free. Derry Deer just talked to people and said Intel integrated graphics are not supported for FS22. Well, Derry, if you manage to scrape together a computer, I might have an old graphics card I could ship you. DK Farms, appreciate the $1 super chat. Justin Risinger, how much heftier of a computer does a 22 need? So from my experience, I installed it on my laptop and it ran smoother than 19 did. So I think that it depends on where you fall in the hardware spectrum. In Derry's case, we've been talking to him this evening. You know, his current PC is no longer supported, so he can't make the jump to 22. Whereas myself, I'm getting higher frame rates now in 22 than I got in 19, running at higher graphics settings. So if I turn on the FPS counter here in a multiplayer server that's running on my PC with, you know, 4 other people here, we've got 55 frames a second. In FS19, I'd struggle to probably hit 40 in a multiplayer game with multiple people running around. So it kind of, it's on a spectrum. Mark Lewis, which harvester are you using? This is the Class 8900 Lexion. David, yes, the multi-terrain angle was doubled from 19. Where can you find the Kloss bonus? It says installed, just not not sure where to look. I don't have it installed actually, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be under the fertilizer technology here somewhere, which I probably don't have that category on this page because I don't have it installed. So I didn't install it. Oh, Gaddy's got the train going here. I'm going to jump over to where Gaddy is, and we're going to watch this train. Where's Gaddy? There we go. So we've got a load of sunflowers here up at the elevator. And we're going to come over here to this symbol here. And we're going to push R to rent the train. There we go. Oh, it's going to... Yep, so it's going to stop. We're going to unload at the elevator here. So Gaddy's going to pull this forward and dump it into the pit. Oh, you got to pull forward a little farther. There we go. Just listen to these sounds. This sounds so good. Sorry, we're obsessing over trailer sounds. So now I got to run over here to the train, and you get in and just fill the train car. How do you get into the train? Oh, there we go. Okay, so we get into the train. We push Z to open the cover. See the cover opening back there? And then I can push R to load our product. And then I hit... Oh, I opened the back cart there. We're loading into the silver cart here. And so we loaded up 35,000 liters of sunflowers. And then... So here we're going to sell to Goldcrest Valley. So we need to drive this train to the other end of the map. And so we're going to do that. We're going to back this train up to the other map. So I apologize that I'm chatting with Gaddy here. He's explaining the train to me, and you guys can't hear the other side of that conversation. So I'm trying to repeat what he's saying as we go through this train process. J-Joe, the voice chat in-game is actually pretty good from a clarity perspective. It's not very configurable right now, and so we've got some members, we were having a hard time getting good audio, and so I've muted a couple people because the audio kept cutting in and out, and then I've also, the audio for them isn't coming through the stream. Now, do you just drive it off the end of the track here? All right, we're gonna keep going until we hit the edge of the map. To wait for FS22. Oh, so I'll have to jump out when I get there. Gotcha. Here we go. I think this is coming. You can see the little blue point there. Alex, we don't have any grain dryers in FS22 yet. Here we go. Boom. We'll drive to Goldcrest Valley and return on the other side of the map. Yes. And there is $91,000, folks. Awesome. Tech for the disabled. I did buy a season pass because as a content creator, I know that I'm going to be playing a lot of Farm Sim. So I've sold those fields. That's a great point. Yep, got it. We've disabled the train now that we've delivered it. Oh, that's a fair point, guys. So the train was a listed point. So if I come into Sunflowers here, you can see Goldcrest Valley is listed as a sell point at $2,500. So in order to sell to Goldcrest Valley, which is an off-map location, we had to buy the train or rent the train for an hour, fill it up, and send it on its way. Somebody has asked how the beacon light works here. So I have the beacon light from the collector's edition. I did get the collector's edition. In fact, I've got a couple of collector's editions. And so if I can't turn it on when I'm just sitting here. I have to get into a vehicle. And then if I turn the beacon on my vehicle, you can see the beacon light comes on in real life. So this is kind of cool. Kind of fun. It's obviously a little bit of a gimmick. It doesn't come across the camera really well, but in person it actually looks pretty good. It does strobe and flash around the room when I turn the lights off, so I really kind of like it. It's a neat little gimmick. It's not worth the money for the collector's edition in my opinion, but you know, I'm a hardcore fan, so I think it was fun. I'm probably not allowed to say that. My review embargo doesn't lift till tomorrow, so don't report me to Giants, please. Broder guy. Saw someone say yes for PS5, but you don't know. Personally, I'm missing half of a conversation. Is the Zader 25K out? I'm not sure. I've got a bunch of those pre-order bonuses coming. I just haven't paid attention to any of those codes. I have a thing with the codes in it sitting on my desk over here, but I didn't think that everybody coming to the live stream would necessarily have them tonight, so I opted not to install them on this save game. Dahlia, any tips for a brand new player? Do the tutorial that comes up, so start on either, is it Elm Creek or Hot Baileron? I believe both of those maps have tutorials for new players. Definitely recommend playing through those. They're pretty basic, but they will give you the building blocks for the rest of the game. And then after that, I recommend that you kind of just pick one thing to focus on at a time. It's really tempting in a game like this, and I'm guilty of it, to try and do everything all at once. And, you know, jump into animals, jump into crops, you know, etc. I would say just pick a couple of things, maybe one thing like farming straight up, and jump into that. You know, do wheat farming, you know, with a seeder. Don't try to have a seeder and a planter and a bunch of different things, because you could get overwhelmed pretty quickly as a new player. You know, kind of start slowly and build up. Jake B. Daniels, you can create fields like you can in 19 with a plow. No, I returned the train, but you can get it again. I think it just costs once per hour, so. There are points to rent the train at most railroad crossings. So anywhere there's a big paved road that goes across the railroad tracks, you should be able to rent a train. J. Joe, the 400,000 came from selling the field that we had bought, the sunflower field. What crop is best? There's a lot of crops in the game. I can't say that any specific crop is better than others. It really depends on what equipment you've got and what you're trying to do. If you're looking for something simple and you don't want to have to do a lot of hauling, I always recommend soybeans because they're worth a lot per 1,000 liters. And they're not very heavy or voluminous, so you're going to be able to haul quite a few of them in a single load. And so you can cover a lot of ground with soybeans. Jordan M, appreciate it. Vinny, is it worth the money you pay for it? I love farming simulators, so I definitely think it's a game worth picking up and checking out. As a content creator, I've purchased 4 different copies of the game for various reasons. So both me and my 4-year-old son enjoy playing it quite a bit. Justin, I am still experimenting with the yield differences based on what kind of tillage you do. My struggle is that, at least so far, I haven't seen anywhere in game where I can see the impacts of that. So I just have to wait and kind of guess based on what my total yield is coming off of the field, which is unfortunate. I was kind of hoping for a bit of an in-game indicator for yield in some way. So we might have to wait until precision farming comes out to help us with that. Patrick, I have enabled FPS here, and so you can see we're hovering right at 48 to 50 frames here, somewhere around there. Keep in mind I am running at 4K with every possible setting at its maximum value, and then I went into the XML and raised some of those settings even farther than their maximum allowed values in game. And so everything is as good as it's going to get here. And I am running the multiplayer server off of my machine while also streaming on my machine. So we are putting the game to the test here, and it seems to be holding up pretty well so far. If I wanted to get better frames per second, I could definitely drop down to 1080p and probably have well over 60 frames a second without concern. Justin, I agree, the equipment sounds have taken a massive leap from FS19. Tech, my son, I have two sons. My oldest is 16 and the youngest is 4. About to be 5 in a month. I'm going to turn that back off because the flickering catches my eye. But I know people are really interested in the frame rates. I've actually got a video coming out, hopefully tomorrow, that will showcase what this runs like on some lower-end cards, or a slightly lower-end card. I have a 1060, NVIDIA 1060 RTX, or RT or GeForce, I forget what it is, but NVIDIA 1060 in my laptop. So I figured that'd be a good test of kind of, I'll say, a more of a middle-of-the-road PC by today's standards. And so I'll be putting a test out on that, but essentially the short version is I got 20 to 40 frames per second with the settings at very high, and then was able to get that up to more in the 40 to 50 range if I set the graphical quality settings down to a more reasonable level. Vinny, the year pass unlocks the DLCs that are going to release later in the year. There should be, I believe, 3 of them that are going to release. And so if you don't get the year pass, you're just going to miss out on the DLCs that come later. You'll have to buy those individually. Buying them as a bundle as part of the year pass is at a discount, but you're taking the risk because you don't know what's going to be included in them. You have a 1050 Ti in your laptop and it's running really good on super high. Well, there you go. From Scooter's Workshop, you guys have a hint at how it's going to be running on a 1050 Ti. Murky, do you have to own a second copy of the game to host a dedicated server? Yes, if you're going to host it on your own hardware, you will need a second copy of the game. Every server requires its own key to be hosted. And then if you're using a dedicated host through a third party, such as Gportal, I'm an official Gportal partner, then you don't need your own copy. That's included as just part of the subscription fee that you're paying them on a monthly basis. Yeah, Doug, the government subsidy mod has already been released to the mod hub, so free money for all. Bixman Farms, we looked at the sorghum, and unfortunately, because we're in October right now, we're not going to be able to get any sorghum because we do have the seasons bit turned on here. And so we're going to have to wait until the next year to find a field of sorghum here. We could move forward by a few months here soon, If we look at the calendar, though, sorghum's going to be quite a few months. We'd have to get all the way back into August before we could do that. So probably not going to happen in this particular live stream. There's got to be a button to jump into reverse from a forward gear. I'm going to have to find that because tabbing through them one at a time is painful. Yeah, we're going to... excuse me. We're going to pick these rocks here in just a second. Let me see. As a rock picker, yeah. Alan Trotter, FS22 feels like a generational leap. Base offers a lot and will get better. Yeah, I mean, there's a few bugs, but it's going to get better over time here. I'm really excited for where it's at day one. If you guys remember or were around, FS19 was pretty rough at launch as well. So I'm going to drop this thing off here. Somebody said we have a rock picker, I think, so... My multitasking abilities, I asked a question and then I couldn't bring myself to listen to the answer. This is the point where gear shifting becomes a little bit of a hindrance, because if I mess up, I have to shift through all the gears again to get going forward again. Got to take advantage of the fact that we've got 3-meter equipment and can actually park it here. Oh. All right. Do I like the manual transmission? I do actually like it. It's taking some getting used to. So I am playing with manual transmission right now. So you guys can see in the lower right-hand corner, we have a 15-speed power shift here. If I jump in, you can see the 15-speed power shift. I actually drove one of these in real life. So as I drop gears, you can see the lever comes back, which is really cool. So... I like that a lot. This works pretty much just like it does in real life. How do I change gears? So, Vinny, I hit the plus and minus keys on my numpad right now is how I'm changing gears. I think those are the default controls. Now, I'm hoping this is the rock picker that I see on the mini-map up here, and that I'm not wasting my time driving up to the store. Raise the front weight. Oh, good point there. I'm not even paying attention. Oh. We do not have the rock picker where I thought it was. Do we have a rock picker, guys? I guess I could look in the garage rather than just ask everybody blanketly. Garage. We do not. Oh, well, there we go. We didn't waste our time. We're going to get a rock picker here. So I've used the American-style rock pickers. Let's try out this mega rock picker here and see how this thing works. I'm curious. We're going to actually buy it. Can you show us the Fent 700 with the Quickie loader? Give me a minute. I'll at least get this going, and then maybe I'll set a worker off on this while I go and check out some equipment. Oops. Takes a lot of focus to change gears here, folks. Murky, I do have a referral code for G-Portal. If you look in the description of the video, that you should find my link to G-Portal where you can use a referral. Dairy Deer, I felt like the Degelman rock pickers worked the appropriate way. I just feel like there's too many little rocks out in the field here where the rollers don't work quite how I'd expect. And there's supposed to be different sizes of rocks where you've got like a big rock and a small rock. Because I would only use a Degelman on like a bigger rock. So let me get up to the fields here and we'll look at the cultivators here. There's a few different options. Nothing as big as what we saw in FS19 though. All right. We're gonna turn this thing on and start going to town here. And you can see as we run over these small piles of rocks, they're getting picked up. And so we're picking up all these little tiny rocks in the field with this thing, which is kind of just spitting them up and sucking them into the middle. I'll be curious to see, they showed it off on the website when they talked about rock picking. And they had different sizes of rocks in that post, so I'm kind of waiting to see that happen. I haven't really seen, we're missing all of our rocks here. I haven't really seen the bigger style rocks in the game yet. So I don't know if that's just something that they were promising for down in the future, or I don't know. We haven't seen them, I guess, though, is what I'm saying. Here we go. Get a little bit further over here so we're not missing all these rocks. And I'll start a worker off here on this so that I can jump into the store and show off some of the things that people are asking about here. So in the plows category, we've got moldboard style plows, and they're all the EU style, unfortunately. I'm already talking to some modders about getting some more deep tillage implements that are more US style in-gamed quickly. On the cultivator side, we have our staple 3-meter cultivator section, but we very quickly get into some wider things. And so here you get into what I'll call the more medium style. So you've got, your Prolander, you've got a Rostelmash, and you can get all the way up here into, this is a more EU style. However, if you're looking to do shallow cultivation, we've got disc harrows, and this is where, if we come up here, we've got some more American style. You've got the Kinsey Till 261 all the way up to Speed Till 465, the bigger Kinsey 412, and a Speed Till 475. So we've got a lot of good options here. Keith, I agree. We've got a lot of those ugly EU markers on some of that stuff, but luckily we've got the Kinsey and case equipment here to hold us through in the disc harrows section. Power harrows, you're not going to really find too much. I mean, you've got the HR series here. I've actually seen something like this in the US at one point, which is unique. We've got some subsoilers, but again, nothing that terribly US style. And yeah, that's about all of our tillage equipment here. And then the planters, we've got a lot of really small European style planters. And then we've got the Kinsey Blue Drive, which is a pretty slick planter here. This is just a seeder. And then we have the John Deere 1775, which is a direct seeder, so you can no-till plant with it. So you do not need to do tillage first. It is, however, only seed. There's no fertilizer options. And then we have the Kinsey Blue Drive, which has fertilizer, but it does not have a direct drill. And yeah, you guys can go ahead and sleep in the game here if you want. Here, I'll jump out so I get the pop-up message. Somebody's got to run to the house to actually do it, though. Oh, and somebody was asking if you can see the names of people. And I believe I've turned that back on. Here, I'm going to run over here and sleep. Oh. Or we'll try that again. Oh, Godly has denied the sleep request. The new UI has taken everybody a bit to get used to. I've been having problems all weekend. Yeah, Toby, the speed discs got started in the EU, but they look. I meant more of just the styling, because the speed discs that I've seen that are in the EU still have the EU style warning signs on them. Juan, the Kinsey planters are. In real life, I know they definitely do the no-till planting. In game, I haven't tested it, but they're not labeled or marked as being able to do it. We're gonna fast forward time a little bit here to get past dawn into daylight. We're in November, so the lighting is a little bit darker in the mornings now. And Kentucky Farmer, yeah, we'll show off combines and headers in just a second. Let me get this guy spun around here. I was expecting the worker to keep going here, but maybe the worker won't support doing fields like this. There we go. Yeah, there are lots of weeds here. We're just running the tillage type activities right now. All right, let me pull up the menu, and we can show off harvesters real quick. And so we've got a nice range of smaller harvesters across some different brands. Your John Deere T560 makes another show. The 7150 case is in here, and then we have on the bigger side, we get into a 750 class, 9250. The X9, which is awesome. And then we have both the Ideal Fendt and the Ideal Massey Ferguson. And these are configurable in the 9T and 10T settings, as well as 7 and 8. So I thought that was really cool. Unfortunately, the 10T still has a steering wheel here. I was kind of expecting to see the joystick version of this that you see so commonly in a lot of the real life videos here. And then I was pointed out to me when I was expressing how disappointed I was that it's an option right here in the store. So I thought that was really cool. And you've got the joystick version of the 10T here in game now. Our worker is going the wrong way behind the scenes here. Workers are smart as ever. So we'll bring him down here and keep going on these rocks. We picked up 300 and 20 liters of rocks so far, so that's pretty good. London, there is a mod menu in the game. I don't have any mods installed right now, so I can't show it to you. But when you have mods installed, there's another menu option right down here for mods. Can someone tell me if I can play when my timer's done? Luke, I don't know. I've heard mixed results on console users being able to play and having some still having to wait. It's still locked, so no idea. Toby, you're right on there. The AI can do more, but it's still very dumb when it comes to the actual field work here. So plan to be frustrated, especially if you want to use the new feature function. Oh, I've got the timer going really fast here. It's raining though, so not sure there's a whole lot we can do. PS5 is still locked from Goggle Pop. Welcome to the stream, Goggle Pop. Good to see you as always. Toby, I got sidetracked. I was saying if you're going to use the new AI, like destination, drive across the map stuff, definitely plan to be a little bit frustrated. There's still some glitches. Crazy Gamer, it is out now if you pre-ordered on Giant's website, on the Farming Simulator official website. Doug Scott, so if I had to compare the in-game driver to, people have said, is it like, a course play or an auto drive? It's very similar to auto drive. Course play served a whole different function for me than auto drive did, so it's not a replacement for course play in my mind, but with some work, it'll replace auto drive completely because you don't need to record the paths. You just tell it to go somewhere and it figures it out, which is a huge step up from auto drive where you had to actually create all the courses. So I think that once they get it dialed in a bit, auto drive will be obsolete. Have you mulched yet for the 5% bonus? I did. I saw the texture changed, but I don't know how to measure that it actually had an impact. And so that's the part where it's like, I guess it worked. I don't know. So on the map, there's a bunch of different growth states now: stubble tillage, cultivated, plowed, seedbed, etc. So I can see that I did the work. But when I go to like my soil composition, where before I could tell if I'd fertilized in stage 1 or 2, now I can't tell that I fertilized, or I'm not telling that I'm getting that bonus anywhere after I've done it. And so now it's like, I know I did it, but how do I know I'm getting a bonus? Yeah, so I think precision farming is going to help us with that, but it's something that's still new. And so precision farming is supposed to launch this spring, is what they've said, but they obviously haven't given us a full date yet. So I think I've run over this field enough times. I'm going to take this rock picker, and we're going to go sell these rocks at the rock crusher and see what kind of money we get for a third of a load of rocks. Because I don't know about you guys, but I've rock picked a lot of times, and we didn't get to sell our rocks to anybody. Nobody wanted the rocks. Goggle Pop, I have played with the section control on sprayers. In fact, I set up keys to do that, and it is awesome. And they've already announced that Precision Farming is supposed to introduce the optical sensors to the game, so it'll be automatic sprayer section control, but manual sprayer section control is still cool once you set up the keys so that you can shut down left or right independently. It's pretty cool. So I'm driving down the road in a random direction here. I'm pretty sure that the rock crushing place is over here somewhere. Debris crusher. So this is where we're going. I'm going to tag it to make life easier because we're still learning our way around the map. Spent hours picking rocks and throwing them in a bucket of a tractor, exactly. The weight is down again? No, it's not. You guys are messing with me. I made that mistake earlier. There's so many small things that you're super excited about, Goggle Pop. Exactly. Like, and that's, people keep asking me what's my one favorite thing from FS22, and I can't answer that because the answer is all the little things. There's so many little things that add up to making it a great experience. No one thing by itself is, you know, probably all that awesome, but all the little things. But the increased performance, the graphics, the fact that the colors are more vibrant, and my frame rates are so much better than they were in FS19 is probably my favorite feature if I had to pick just one. All right, let's see if I can do this. So I completely botched which side I came in on here. And we're stalling our tractor out because I left it in 15th gear and I'm trying to drive forward without downshifting. So that's pretty cool. And I'm going to have to move around here just a little bit. Shift up a little bit. Giants really put a lot of work on the life improvements. Yeah, the quality of life in the game has improved quite a bit. I like the UI better. A lot of people are hating on it. I think it's better. I have found looking at the screens and menus to be more intuitive in general. Here we go. 628 liters of rocks. We're going to be rich. Ooh, that's cool. We got $100. That was not worth the gas to drive across town. Nick, do I know what the seed bed is for? I assume you mean in the menu here, seed bed. That implies that you have properly prepped it to be smooth and gotten rid of the rocks. I believe it means essentially you ran a roller over it after you've either before you plant or right after you plant. I think you can run the roller over the ground to get that seed bed state. It's probably right before you plant. No, we've been selling everything. Options are a good thing, and it seems like there's lots of options. Yeah, Goggle Pop, there's a lot of options for sure. And welcome to the members section there, Goggle Pop. Appreciate the support. So we've done some rock picking. We've done some harvesting. I guess let's see if we can do some spraying. Do we have a sprayer somewhere that somebody can let me jump into for a few? Cool. All right, so we've got a sprayer here with some fertilizer, and I'm gonna pop into the menu here, and we're gonna find a field that needs fertilizer. So like field 46 right up here is unfertilized. So let's bring up my F1 menu here and show off the awesomeness that is sprayer section control. Anthony, I like to drive in cab sometimes, but it's really hard to show off features and functions of the game when you can't get out and actually look at the equipment and what's going on here. So if you look here, we've got the booms all set up here. We're going to waste a bunch of spray here and make everybody cringe. I'm going to turn the sprayer on. Awesome spray effects. I've got the keyboard commands set up here so I can deactivate the left side of my sprayer here. And I've got it set up so I can deactivate the right side. And so you can see I'm shutting off those sections one by one. I've got a key command to reset those as well. And you can set up keys to activate and deactivate both the left and the right independently. And so it works out really well. It's got a slick UI that's built right into the interface. And so, you know, now I've got manual sprayer section control. So as I'm, you know, coming along here, let's say I'd done a full pass up here, or let's just spray this field. This field needs to be sprayed. And so I'm going to go ahead and push my speed up here a little bit. We're going to spray this. And then as I come back around here, I'm going to need to spray a little bit less. And so here, I could find the right key. I'm going to shut off my right side booms here so that I'm only spraying the section that is underneath me here. So I've accidentally hit my blinker button here, but you get the point. And so now I'm not spraying on any of those 4 right side boom sections, just on the center and the left side booms. And so that's really cool, but it is all manual right now. But if you read the Precision Farming announcement, the blog post for it, they've said that they're going to introduce optical sensors, which if you've used a sprayer before, the optical sensors are the little sensors that sit on the boom and detect if there's a plant there or not, or a weed there or not, and it'll turn the sprayers on and off. And so I suspect that's when we're going to get automatic sprayer section control, which will be really cool. Dairy Deer, yeah, exactly. The sprayer section control is, it's just cool. It's, again, they took a great idea from the mods that existed for FS, and they brought it to base game. And they did a really good job. I mean, the UI is really similar to what we had in the mod, but they kind of simplified it and made it fit with the rest of the UI, which I really appreciated. Noggy highlighted message there. Yeah, that's a new feature with YouTube that just came out. Tech for the disabled. Do planters or seeders have section control? They do not. That is a sprayer-only piece of functionality right now. So are you guys ready to move the day forward here again? All right, we're gonna... I think so. Let me double check here. It looks like field 42 is harvested. So we... Oh, we're still selling. Let's catch up on chat then while we wait a second to launch forward to the next day. Can you show the buildings? Yeah, Owen, let's do that. Let's show off the buildings in the build menu here. Now, we don't have a lot of money, but I can show them off still. So if we come into the other menu here and go into the construction mode, you can see that we get into this view mode. If I hold my middle mouse button down, I can adjust the view from a top down to kind of a look at. I kind of like to look at where I'm placing things. And we have a whole bunch of shed options here. So you've got these big green sheds here. Now, I wish the lighting was better, so maybe we should be waiting until we get to the next day to show these off in detail, but I'll turn it so the sun kind of shines on the side. One of the cool things is we've introduced color options for sheds now. So if I push the N or M keys, I can cycle through a number of different color options here on these sheds, which is really awesome. And so now you're no longer locked down to having a single color for a placeable object. You've got all kinds of different choices here, which is really cool. And so the modders are going to have a field day with this. I know people like Trailer Park Farms that came out with his sheds and had to, you know, do a bunch of work to come out with different color versions of his sheds. Now he's going to be able to include those all as part of one mod. So you can see we've got just lots and lots of options, which is amazing. That would be with the N and the M keys on the keyboard to change the colors. And so here we've got another big shed that has an exterior option, and you'll notice I'm holding the right mouse button down to rotate these. Some sheds or placeables lock to the 4 directions on the grid, where some, like this one, I can rotate at will. And so I haven't figured out the rhyme or reason to which sheds can be rotated at will and which sheds, like this one, get locked to a direction. So there's some reasoning that goes behind that, like this one's locked as well. And I think it's sheds that have something where you can put a crop inside, like a bunk. Like this has a bunk in it for crops. I think that's what forces it to get locked to a direction. Oh my goodness, we've got Elk Mountain modding in the stream. Good to see ya. And Trailer Park Farms over there. Look at that. We got just the right people showing up in chat when I'm talking about the amazing things modders are going to do with buildings. I can't wait to see what you guys are going to come up with here. But color options and placement options are greatly, greatly improved here. So I'm excited. And having seen the awesome things you guys can do already, we're going to have even more fun. So here's one. Yeah, so it seems to be the ones that have an actual bunk feature for grain that get locked to a direction. This is a huge shed. This was available in 19 as well. Ooh, this one's not bad. We might end up using that on our Let's Play at some point as we expand. There's not a lot of great American options for buildings again in this version. Not a surprise, but a little disappointing. And then from a bin system perspective, you've got a few of these silo systems with like the dryer here. The grain dryer doesn't actually do anything in game, but it is there from a visual perspective. But we've got a few different sizes, and this brand comes with extensions that you can place next to it. So that's cool. You've got some variety just to mix it up and make it look different. And then you have the standalone Meridian bins. We showed off the Meridian bins in great detail on the first live stream I did at about 2 p.m. on Friday. So if you want to see a demo of the Meridian bins and how the auger system works, go check out that live stream video that I posted on Friday. Tech for the disabled. You hope Mapper's Paradise is going to bring the Millennial Farmer map to FS22. That would be cool. Trailer Park Farms, you're still waiting on the Steam version. Yeah, it's unfortunate that... I mean, I know why they staggered it, but it is unfortunate that there's a lot of people waiting for release still. All of the bunks, in my experience, the silage bunks, are going to lock to the 4 directions, like you see here. And so we've got a fair number of options here, though, for silage bunks. So you've got the ones from the previous game, and then you've got a few new options, which look pretty cool here. And you now have the ability to have liquid manure extension tanks, which is kind of cool. So you can place another one down next to one that you already placed and just hold a lot more slurry. Or the same with a manure heap extension for holding dry manure. So there we go. What else do we got? Catching up here. Kloss Master Race. How many Kloss tractors are there in the store? There's quite a few, actually, and that's something that's easy to show off. I can just show you all the Kloss items for brand. If we jump in here, we were using some of the Kloss... there it is. Harvesters earlier, so you've got the whole line. It looks like most of the equipment that was brought in with the Kloss DLC in FS19 has made its way here into 22. So you've got a full suite of Kloss equipment, trailers, implements, the whole 9 yards here. So very, very cool. There are no big case tractors, no quad track. Your biggest one is the AFS Connect Series Magnum. So you're kind of limited on your tractors. You do have some implements now, which is kind of cool. I think I saw somebody asking about sprayers for self-propelled sprayers. We have the new Bert Hound, and then the Hardy that was in FS19. This one's been a lot of fun. We drove that earlier in the stream. And then we also have the whole line of Hardy pull-behind sprayers, as well as another Bert Hound. What else do we have here? We just showed off combines here a few moments ago, I believe. We've got a whole suite of them. I'm especially excited kind of about, having a little bit of a medium-sized case as well as a larger one. The X9, obviously, and then the fence we showed off. We have the 10T with the joysticks, which is really cool. Manure spreaders, that's what somebody asked about a while ago. I apologize. We're trying to keep up here, people. Yeah, exactly. I'm like all over the place. My chat and game is accusing me of getting distracted at the squirrels. So we have a lot of different EU-style manure spreaders in here, I'll say. We do have this one, which was available in as a mod, I think, in 19. I can't remember. Maybe this was base game. But we actually have just a lot of different manure spreader options here. And then if we go into the slurry tanker section here for your slurry, we've got a number of other options. Nothing that I really felt was what I've seen, at least in the US, but we do have a lot of the drag hose styles here. Good to see the X9. Hoping to see JHG upload his 600s and 700s. That'd be nice. And I don't think it's going to be that complicated to move them over. So, all right. Where are we at here? You guys still doing contracts, or are we needing to move the time forward here? All right, we're going to move the time forward. Maybe it'll snow here and we can go push some snow. FS19 had a variable planting mod. Yes, it did. I can't remember what it was called now, but it was more for doing things like tram lines and stuff, I think. Oh, we're going to go broke on lease costs. Nice. Let me look at the weather here. We're not expecting any snow here in December. Is there any work that we really need to do, or should I move us forward into the spring? And if we get snow, I'll stop. I think, I don't know if anybody's doing any jobs right now. I don't see anybody moving around on the map really, so. Yeah, so we're going to jump ahead one more time here. Stranded Canson. Want Ketter to see your message, send a super chat. There you go. The big green does get my attention. And that's a new feature. If you're a channel member, you get a highlighted message every so often. I don't know how often, but it's a cool new feature. All right, we're in January. I'm checking for snow. No snow in the forecast. So we're going to go to February. It looks like it's supposed to snow in February. I'm muted again because I coughed. Bales. So bale sizes don't matter in game. Some equipment can only work with certain bales, but in general, you can use whatever bale size you want. In real life, there's good reasons to do different size of bales, but in game here, it's more of a personal preference thing. So, all right, we are in February. It should start snowing around noon. So let's stay here and move the clock forward. I'm gonna cough again if I don't. 3 days straight of streaming on this is gotten to a point where I'm like starting to feel my voice give out. All right. I'm trying to catch up on chat now that all the I can't hear yous are gone. What do we got going on here? Bees. How much do bees cost? Thank you for reminding me here. I'm getting sidetracked. So in animals, there's now a bee section. And you have varying sizes of beehives, and you can see how many beehives you're going to get. So this is 1 to 4 to 10 to 33. And so to get the biggest one that is 33 beehives is 19,000. And then you can place several of these around in an area, and then you place one of these pallet locators nearby, and all the honey from the surrounding beehives will go to that one honey pallet location. Size does matter if, depending on what you're trying to do with it, there's some equipment that'll only work with certain size bales. You are correct, Dan, from that perspective. There's certain things you can't do with different bales. And then we want to check out the mowers real quick. So we have in the self-propelled category, you have the little push mower from the Platinum DLC and the Krone Big M that we've had in previous versions of the game. But then we've got in the mowers section up here, a few different options here. I believe this is a new brand that we didn't have in the previous version. So that's kind of cool to see. I believe most of the rest of these we already had. And then animal transport, we have a new horse trailer here that's available, which is kind of cool. I thought that the animal transport options were interesting, very limited, and that we have 2 horse trailers and then only the one Wilson animal trailer. So, and it's now snowing, so I'm really hoping the snow sticks to the ground here and I can show off the snow equipment. And as long as we're talking about snow equipment, I'll show off. We have 3 different plow options and then a salt spreader. But even cooler, if we go to the vehicle tab, we've got this this guy here, which is a lot of fun. This is like a snow groomer, so it doesn't really push the snow out of the way. It just kind of levels it. So that's going to be kind of fun to play with here if we can get some snow. And so we've already got the 8RX all set up here with the snow plow, so we're ready to go if we get some snow. And so I'm running the clock here at 120. We're really hoping to get the snow to start building up here. And so if we don't get the snow today, we should get some more snow in the next day here as well. And so you can see the snow already stopped, so we didn't get enough snow to get accumulation. And so we're going to wait and see if we can get some more snow in the next day. So I'm going to actually skip forward and see if we can get some snow in March. The snow's been kind of hit or miss for me. Every time we get snow in the game kind of gets glitchy. Oh, we're finishing up the spraying on this field real quick. Does one of the pickups work with the gooseneck horse trailer? Good question. let's get a... I'm going to get both, or we've got one of these. I'll buy one of these. Oh, wait. This is me just clicking through things and not looking. Nope. So we'll tab up to the farm here. I gotta put it in gear. Reverse. There we go. And so it's really hard to see. When you go to hook up to a fifth wheel, it automatically installs the fifth wheel hitch in the back of the pickup for you. And so some guy came out here with a wrench and just kind of put that in for me real quick there. So we're good to go. But yeah, a lot of people have been asking because there's no visible fifth wheel in any of the pickups. It's there now. Yeah. All right, we're dark here, so I'm going to move this forward so we can see what we're doing here. The old truck and do it. Yeah, people want to see if the old truck will do it too. So I'll drive the truck from the farm up here and see. Now, see, we've got frost on the ground now that we're in March. And so I thought that was kind of cool. Half of the time when we get to this stage where we have frost, my graphics get a little flaky. And so I've reported that issue up to Giants, but it seems to be good this time, so no complaints. But I thought it was cool that even though we don't have snow, we've still got like cold and frost on the ground. Like it looks like winter without snow, you know, so I thought that was a good job. The guy who put the fifth wheel in must work at a NASCAR track. Nice one. Tech, I haven't seen that there's ground freeze in this version at this point. I don't think that it's going to prevent me from getting out there and doing tillage, even though it is winter and it's below freezing. All right, drop this horse trailer for me, and I'll try and put it in the old pickup. And put her in reverse. There we go. And so as you guys can see, we installed the fifth wheel hitch here, as well as a trailer light adapter right in the wheel hub there. So there we go. Oh, that's very slick. It looks good. And you open that from outside? Oh, I did. Haha. I was trying to fold my tailgate up, and I was folding the trailer up instead. Let me see. Jay, come on. Personally, dislike the newer truck. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the new truck style. I'll be the guy with the old truck here. I think this looks cool. Let's see. I don't know if you've seen my question. Do you slide on the ground if you don't put salt down? I have not noticed that there's any additional sliding in the winter compared to normal. I think the salt is going to help you keep the snow melted wherever you put it. So if you get a lot of snow and you salt, it'll help you keep that snow down. Tin Man, what keyboard do I use? I'm currently using one of those cheap $10 Dell keyboards that you get when you got a new laptop from work. And so I need to buy a new keyboard right now. It's actually the next thing on my shopping list because my nicer like Logitech programmable keyboard didn't hold up. It got it's past its years, I'll say. So that handled pretty well. Let's see. Trying to keep up with chat here. I am playing on PC, Red Hill. What kind of old/retro tractors are in the game? That's a great question. So we have a few older models. You've got a Massey Ferguson here that's got a little bit of the older square body frame. And then if we hop into the vehicles section here, we also have the John Deere 7810, which I like a lot. We have one of these on the farm. This comes with the quad range style transmission. So if you've ever used one of these or seen one of these in real life, it shifts. It has 4 ranges and you shift the gears through the ranges. It's pretty cool. And then we also have the 4755, which is a 15-speed power shift. So again, if you're going to be using manual transmission, it's pretty cool. I don't know if this is an old style, but I really liked the boxiness of this Valtra. And then for other older style machines, if we come into the small tractor category, I thought we had the old classic here from other versions of Farm Sim. I think this has been around for a while. I don't know how to pronounce the name of that one, but then we also have the Steyr here, which I thought was pretty cool. I like this tractor quite a bit. But that's pretty much it. Doug, we've got seasons on, so we're not going to be able to demo that in the course of this stream because we are going to have to progress our way through the better part of a year. But that's something that I will definitely be testing out at some point here. What is the manual like? Could I show you? Yeah, absolutely. Wow, we're already getting dark again. I left the time on. All right, we're going to slow the time down this time, and I'm going to skip ahead one more day. Let me hop into the 7810 here and show it off in the quad range because that's the most fun, I'll say. So where'd our 7810 go? Did we sell? Or somebody's in it. Who's in my 7810? I'll just buy another one or lease another one. Medium tractors, 7810. So we got a few different options here. I'm just going to put on our narrow tires. And there's no way to get rid of our 3-point. So I was kind of like, how can I make this look as American as possible? We're going to buy one of these. And I'll show off gear shifting. So we'll do this from in cab here. So you can see here I'm in neutral in range A. If you look in the lower right-hand corner of the screen, it's a little hard to see. And if I push my gas down, we get some throttle here. And so I can push my plus key on the numpad to go into first, second, third, and fourth. And you'll see the little gear shifter here moving between first and fourth. And then when I get to fourth, and again, you never use range A unless you're really pulling something, I need to shift up a range. And so I can push the 9 on my numpad, and I'm shifting into fourth in B range. I can shift up to fourth in C. And I'm going to shift I'm going to shift to D range here, and you're going to notice a bigger jump in the tractor. So that wasn't as prevalent as it could have been, but as you shift into higher ranges and get into road gear, you're going to see that RPM come down, and you're going to start going a lot faster. And then when you need to fine-tune your speed or your gearing when you're pulling something in the field, that's what these smaller gears are for. So I can downshift a little bit and go between 17 miles an hour here at max throttle all the way up to 26. And so it's really cool that the shifters are moving and everything in cab. It's all animated appropriately. Oliver, we did logging at the end of the stream on Saturday, yesterday. We did logging at the end of one of the 2 streams that I did. I forget which one. Sky, we don't have government subsidy installed on the server tonight. We went with no mods. The other option, let me make sure I have this option on. There's a indoor camera suspension option. So you can turn this on or off, but the whole, when I'm driving around and things bump and shake here, so I think if I come down here, you'll notice how my camera is kind of moving up and down as I go through the terrain like this, and it's bumpy. That is a function of that graphics setting. And so if you don't like that, you get motion sick easily. There's settings that you can turn on and off to help with that. But I really like how this feels. And with the force feedback as we're bumping around in the field here, it just feels really good. It's so much fun. So let me actually shift it down a range here because we're pulling kind of hard as we stop and start. I'm going to be in college. Okay. Can you show the olive equipment, please? Yeah, we don't have olives set up in this stream. I did olives in our production chain stream. So if you watch that stream and you want to see how to actually plant and harvest, actually I did grapes in that stream, but it's exactly the same. You can see here we have the big olive harvester that are able to run down the line of olives. It looks really cool. It's almost identical to the grape harvesting machine from a model perspective. And you've also got the same over here. If we look at the, where'd it go? The sprayer section, I think. You've got, nope. Grapes and olives is in here somewhere. The new store categories are a little tricky to remember what the new things are called. There's so many new categories. Grape technology. So for all of the vines and stuff here, you can use this to trim them. And then you have this sprayer that works in between the rows. Chris Waldner, you can shift gears on PS4. Curler for Life, the animal transport trailer, is the same Wilson semi-trailer that we had in FS19, and that is the only option available for normal animals. Then you have the two-horse trailers, which we've just got done showing off not too long ago. So we're going to run this back up to the farm here and see what jobs and equipment we have here. And checking our time here. We're 2 full hours into the stream here tonight, a little bit beyond. So let's take a last handful of questions here. I'll take the next 5 things that people want to see out of the shop, and then we'll probably wrap things up from there. Show off the cars. So I'll show those off and not count it because we don't really have any options. We've got the 2 side-by-sides that existed from the previous game, and then we have the 2 pickup trucks that we just got done showing off. The semis is a great one. We now have 1 single man truck here and 4 Mack Anthems. The Mack Anthems are pretty awesome. This is my personal favorite. There's no color options for it though, but we do have a number of cool designs. I love the American Eagle here. You just have some rim option colors, so you can kind of change that up. But generally, the options are pretty slim. You've got the Pinnacle 6x4 here with some different engine options, but the cab options for this were pretty good. So you got some different sleeper options. So a little bit of customization there and lots of color. So that's pretty cool. And then as long as we're showing them off, here's the Anthem with the different cab options as well, which is pretty cool. And you've got the different mirrors engine setups, and again, lots and lots of color options. What else? People want to see the belt systems. That's a good one. That will be both belts and augers. So you've got your lizard belts, your Grimmy belts from the recent expansion, and then you have the Meridian unloading auger, which is here for unloading out of the bin. And then you have the giant conveyor. This thing is epic. Look at how long that is for filling them. If you check my very first live stream on FS22 that we put out Friday afternoon, we go into depth on how these work. And then let's see here. People want to see the medium tractors. So I really like the medium tractor options because I feel like this is the category that has the most options out of the tractors. So you've got some good Massey Ferguson options now. You've got some good older John Deere mixed in here. You've got a McCormick, which is an interesting brand here. A lot of good Kloss options. The big one for me was seeing the McCormick and the Massey Ferguson options in here. We do still have some New Holland in here, but not a lot. And the Dutzfar 8 series. So this is a pretty modern looking tractor. I really liked how this thing looked. It's got a mean look to the front of it, so that's pretty cool. And then one thing that I know people always want to see is the low loader trailer options. And so we've got 4 options here. This crappy little trailer that you can drive on, kind of interesting. You've got this tow behind, which is interesting. But then you've got the Demco, which I like a lot. It has the ability to add the front rack here to keep things from smashing into the semi. And then the Load King, which has the option to make the back ramp wide. Tech, welcome to the members section. Appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing you on Discord. And one more here. Planters. We'll take another look at the planters here real quick. You've got all of your little 3-meter options. We've got a Kinsey Planter right in front of me that's running. So this is the biggest Kinsey Planter that also has a liquid fertilizer option. And so this is currently our biggest planter in the game, which is pretty slick. I'm loving it. It looks good. Look at that. So much awesome. And then if we come back in here, we've also got, so that was this big blue drive. You've got the smaller blue drive here that folds up the other way, which is kind of cool. And then we have the 1775 NT, which we showed off in the live stream earlier today a bit. So there are no air drills, no big air drills in the game at this point. The forestry machines are mostly what we had in 17 in my experience, plus the new Rotney DLC. So that's kind of where things are from that perspective. I can't even find the category. There it is. So you have your Komatsus, your Ponzis, your Rotney, and then this thing's kind of cool. You have your all-in-one chipper loader machine, and then you have the Raptor, which is just a cool-looking machine for dragging logs around. So that is what you've got. So I think this is, oh wait, one last request. I will indulge the Land Rollers request because this one's come up quite a bit as well. If I can find the section. We've got a couple of different types of rollers. So we have rollers here, which will improve the soil quality. I think it's supposed to push down the rocks. And so we've got a smaller roller here and then a much bigger roller. And then we also have something called Grassland Care, which has a different kind of roller here in it that looks like it's also got a weeder. And so I'm not quite sure what the difference is here, but it's supposed to improve the yield of our grass fields. So it's like a roller specific for grass. So that is what we got for those categories. And for cotton, it's the two that were in FS19 with the DLC. So with that, I will be wrapping up tonight's stream here. We will be trying to live stream again on Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern time again. So no stream tomorrow. We've streamed multiple times a day, 3 days in a row here. So now I need to take a day off and get some work done, get some rest. I appreciate everyone coming and hanging out today. If you're looking for a great community to come and hang out with and play with other people for Farm Sim 22, feel free to come over and join our Discord server. The link is in the description of the video. And yeah, it's been a blast. I've had a lot of fun this weekend showing everything off that I could. And tomorrow morning, we will be launching our first Let's Play series for Farm Sim 22. So tune in for a normal Let's Play video tomorrow morning. That's all for today. Kedrick